It wasn't a protest. It wasn't a mistake. It was an arrest that sent a message, and that message hit Britain like a bolt of lightning. Jeremy Clarkson, one of the UK's most recognisable and outspoken media figures, was arrested, dragged into police custody like a common criminal, and all for what? A rant? A joke? A controversial opinion? Within hours, the footage went viral. Clarkson, handcuffed, surrounded by officers, his face locked in disbelief. The country watched in real time as free speech itself was dragged into the back of a police van, and when the dust settled, one voice came thundering out of the media silence: Andrew Neil. Not just criticising, not just questioning, but slamming Keir Starmer and the political machine behind what he called a terrifying abuse of power. Before we go further, if you believe in real journalism, if you want the truth that mainstream media refuses to touch, subscribe to the channel right now. This is Precious Update, and we speak first, we speak freely, and we don't apologize for asking the hard questions. Now back to this moment, a man who built his reputation on brutal honesty, Britishness, and unapologetic opinion is now facing potential criminal charges. And for what? According to initial police reports, the arrest was based on Clarkson's recent column where he launched into a fiery critique of current immigration policy, rising crime statistics, and what he called the cowardice of cowardly politicians. He named names. He used bold language. Some called it offensive. Some called it necessary. But Keir Starmer's government? They called it hate speech. And just like that, they came for him. Jeremy Clarkson, a man who's driven tanks on television, flown jets, insulted nations and got away with it for years, was now being cuffed under Britain's ever-tightening speech laws. But what made this more than just another arrest was the timing. It happened just days after Labour's new online harm bill was quietly rushed through with minimal debate, a bill critics said would criminalise opinion, satire, and even political dissent. And suddenly, one of Britain's most well-known TV icons was in a holding cell, denied bail until an initial review was completed. That's when Andrew Neil stepped in, calm, experienced, and utterly lethal in his words. He took to social media, then to the airwaves, and then to print, and he didn't hold back. Britain is now a country where comedians and columnists can be arrested for offending the ruling class. He said, where opinion is now a crime, where satire gets you a jail cell, not a debate. His words didn't just echo across media circles, they hit Parliament like a wrecking ball. Starmer, already dealing with growing backlash over the Lucy Connolly sentencing, suddenly found himself in the crosshairs of two national media icons, Clarkson and Neil, two figures not known for bending the knee, and definitely not known for pulling punches. And make no mistake, this was personal. Neil made it clear, this wasn't just about Jeremy, it was about every citizen who dares to speak out against government failures, every Brit who questions immigration numbers, every journalist who refuses to parrot party lines. Let's be blunt, Jeremy Clarkson is not a politician, he's not a lobbyist, he's a TV presenter and a columnist, but in the age of algorithmic censorship and government-monitored language, that's now enough to make you a target. And if it can happen to someone like him, rich, connected, beloved by millions, what chance does the average Brit have? Social media exploded. #FreeClarkson began trending within minutes. Hundreds of thousands of posts, videos, memes, fury. Ordinary citizens, not just conservatives, but centrists and even former Labour voters, demanded answers. Since when did criticising immigration policy become illegal? One tweet asked, how is mocking a prime minister now considered a hate crime? Another said. And then, the petitions began. Over 400,000 signatures in the first 24 hours demanding Clarkson's release and a full parliamentary review of the Online Speech Enforcement Act, the very law that allegedly triggered his arrest. Civil liberty organizations, journalists abroad, even American senators began asking what the hell was happening in the UK. Britain, the birthplace of free press, was now looking like something out of Orwell. And yet, what did Starmer say? Nothing. No comment for 36 hours. Then, under mounting pressure, a soft-spoken statement was released through a spokesperson: we respect judicial independence and will not comment on an ongoing investigation. That was it. No condemnation, no defense of speech, just a cold shrug. It wasn't enough, and Andrew Neil knew it. He went further. In a piece for The Spectator, Neil wrote, Starmer had a choice, to be a defender of liberty or a silent partner in censorship. He chose silence. Those words lit a fire under the government, and Parliament, already tense from Reform UK's rapid rise and Labour's internal divisions, was ready to blow. Sources inside the Commons now report that several Labour MPs are furious. A backbench rebellion is brewing. One MP allegedly told aides, "We didn't sign up to lock up journalists. This will haunt us." And it's not just Labour. Even moderate Tories are terrified of the precedent. If Clarkson can be arrested for an editorial, what stops police from knocking on the door of any citizen who reposts something controversial? Meanwhile, Jeremy Clarkson's legal team has gone public, and they're not backing down. In a fiery statement, his lawyers declared, "Our client was arrested for opinions, not threats, not incitement, not violence. Opinion, that is not justice, that is tyranny." And they're not wrong, because this arrest isn't just about speech, it's about control. The state wants to control what you say, how you say it, and who you say it about. They dress it up in soft language, safety, online harm, misinformation, but strip that away and it's pure power. And Clarkson? He didn't play their game. Andrew Neil ended his latest commentary with a chilling warning: "This is the moment we choose. Do we become a nation of whisperers, afraid of our own thoughts? Or do we stand, speak, and fight for what's ours?" The question now isn't whether Clarkson's arrest was legal. The question is whether it was right. And if the answer is no, then every citizen has a duty to demand change. So what now? There are growing calls for the Online Speech Enforcement Act to be repealed. Civil liberties groups are preparing legal challenges. Reform UK leaders have announced a special motion in Parliament demanding Clarkson's release and an independent inquiry. And quietly, even Labour insiders admit this could break Starmer. Because when the people see a TV presenter thrown in a cell for doing his job, they don't see law and order. They see fear, desperation, a system that has lost control, a government that fears its people and now punishes them for speaking. Jeremy Clarkson is not the last. He is the first, and unless this ends now, you could be next. Your tweet, your blog post, your opinion, all it takes is one bureaucrat to decide you're offensive and you're in cuffs. That's not Britain. That's not democracy. If you stand for freedom, if you believe in the right to say what you think, without begging for permission, then this moment matters more than any election. This story will not be buried, and here at Precious Update, we'll keep it alive until justice is done. Like the video, share it, and most importantly, subscribe. We're not going anywhere, because when the mainstream media stays silent, we speak. You're watching Real News. You're watching Precious Update.